Okay, 7.03 is all about numbers. They tend to be hot on the heels of finger spelling one as we jump over to numbers. And this one is about guess my number, and it is one of the most boring games you could ever imagine playing. Sorry, coffee. I love my coffee. House blend, which means all the coffee I had left over this week gets poured into a big mason jar. Mm-hmm. And then sweetened and milked. All right, so again, I'll put the video in here. Big thing, review the numbers 1 to 100. Make sure you know how to do all of those. And they're in the review from ASL 1. Go back and check it. There's lots of videos on YouTube if you want to watch someone else do it and copy them. We want to make sure that you have the correct hand shape, the correct locations, and then the movements, where you're signing it, and that the movement between the numbers is clear. So for the game, I'm going to teach you these signs, but God, I hate this game. It's guess the number I'm thinking of between 1 and 100, and then you say, it's above this, or it's below that number, or it's between this number and this number. And boy, aren't we having fun. Just makes me want to put my head in a vice. I don't know. Okay, so signs that can help with that. Boom. Limit, meaning there's a top and a bottom. Speed limit. Boom. Limit. Limited. Okay. Another. Boom. Another one. Oh, no. Another one. Oh, let me do another guess. Another. So it's not this one. It's another one. Have something in mind. Signing naturally generally will give you 8 words when it could only give you 1, because they don't want you to be thinking there's one sign for one word. That a sign actually means a whole sentence, which sometimes it's not the most efficient way. Have something in mind is the same sentence thing. I thought of something, and it's usually with a kind of surprise facial. Let me think of. Guess. So you kind of take the hand. It's not really a C. It's more like a claw, and you grab the fruit fly that just was in front of your face. Right? We've all had that experience where you're eating, and a fruit fly is like right here, and the other person can't see, and you go, and they're like, "The hell's wrong with you?" Like, fruit fly. Look, little smudge. So guess, and above, here's the line and it's above, here's the line and it's below, and between. So between this and this. And you wouldn't go between 5 and 10. Between 5 and 10. Right? So you want to use that contrastive structure. So as we're reviewing numbers, look for patterns. If it's 30, 40, oftentimes they will repeat. In this book, they will say like 8, right? 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sometimes you'll see that, sometimes you won't. It's really, I think the book is what has influenced the language in the greater community more than anything else, because they decided that this was clearer than this for 8. Kind of reminds me of, if you read the history of Thomas Hopkins Gallaudet and Laurent Clerc creating ASL from French Sign Language, is that Claire went, these things that confuse, and I'm going to change it to these things, and then it'll be so much more clear and easier to teach. So that's kind of what Signing Naturally has done with ASL, is they've taken the clearest things from different regions and put them together. So here's an example of a pattern of all of the numbers that end in 1, one digit, between 30 and 100. So 31, 41, 51, 61. This is a direct tie-in to the last unit, 7.2, where I said to practice finger spelling going A, B, A, C, A, D, right? And just mixing pairs of letters just to get used to it. So this is a good pattern to practice. 31, 41, 51, 61, 71, 81, 91. They get challenging, especially 70 and 80 and 90. 61, I guess, isn't as bad because the one's already up, but 71, you have to program your hand to do it for you without thinking about it. Now, here's a couple of patterns in this block of numbers. The first thing is the repeating numbers. We know that palm down, right? 66, 77, 88, and 99, right? So we know that. You just 77, 88, 99. Make sure you got those down. Now, I don't want to emphasize this too much. It happens naturally. This section of the book is to encourage you to let it happen. I think too often we make a big deal of this and then people go way overboard and look ridiculous. When I sign 67, there is a natural little rock towards the inside, 67. And it comes from, if I were to my ring finger doesn't want to go down. I'm going to naturally do this if I alternate between 6 and 7, right? Boom, 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 boom. This hand is going to do this. So it's going to do it when I sign 67, 1967. 1967. Little out to little in, right? So it's not 67, 68, 69. Don't do that. That's way too much. I'll slap you. These are really subtle. 67, 78, 89. So it's just a little bit of a turn. It's just to confirm that it's going to happen. You don't have to go 67, 78, 89. Just a little bit. The opposite happens with these numbers. When you're going from a higher number to a lower, 76 goes to the outside. 76, 76, 86. Oh no, 87, 86, 96, 97, 98. Okay, so it's a little bit out. Again, these are tiny. They're not huge rocking motions. So it's just to reaffirm it's going to happen. That's the flow. Go with it. Go with the flow. So here's a good sequence to go. Go from 70 to 79, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79. All of them are in here, and it's a good practice. And you're going to have to consciously make that choice the first few times. And then the more you get to it, it should be able to be smooth. I find I stutter when I do it now because I'm trying to keep it slow. But if I was just doing it in real life, they just come out very easily. So again, the more conscious effort you put into it, the more you practice it, the better it will get. Now we get to play the game, except I'm not going to. So do it on your own. There's videos here, examples from the book, to watch as they play the game. You will see just how fake their enjoyment is of the game. But I mean, it's good to watch and see if you can guess the number, copy what they're doing. You can see how you could use this style of questioning. Of if I'm trying to determine, how much something costs or how much something should cost or how many points something's worth or how much I earned in that. This is just a really dumb game to get us to practice it. So I included, I have a worksheet that that I will put on in Blackboard if you want to print them up and go through them. They should be in the book. But there's John again with his completely fake smile. Now, when they guess the right answer, there's no above, below, or between. So if they guess the right answer, just understand that you're not filling in that blank. But sometimes they say more than one number or one number. They ask if it's above, below, or between. So just mark them as necessary. And I did put the answers in. And those symbols are plus, minus, and then the sort of eyes closed, eyes squished closed for between, two arrows facing each other. So that's why it was easiest to mark it on the side. So there are 3 guess my numbers, and then we go back to the vocab. And again, this chapter is so huge, I couldn't put the whole video in one. So I will probably never be able to do that again. Okay. That is 7.3. So those are the first 3 units. We've got some fingerspelling, we've got some numbers, and we've got descriptions. So practice those, because in 7.4, we are going to jump ahead and describe personal items, objects and things that you carry with you, purses, backpacks, stuff like that. And it's going to be incorporating the stuff from 1 and some fingerspelling. And I don't think there's any numbers in that. But so each chapter is now going to start building, and we get moved pretty quickly.